do you do if you're in real estate and the brokerage training is just not enough? Not what you need, not fixing your problems. It's terrible, isn't it? Happens a lot in real estate. I get this request all the time through private messages. And a lot of the agents, when I ask them questions, will say, well, I love my broker. I'm just not getting the training I need. Well, let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Not every broker is good at training. And that's all right, because not every agent is looking for training. The beauty of real estate is that every broker's got a different business model, a different skill set, a different market, and under each broker are agents who all have their own markets, their own skill sets, their own business models. We are the most competitive, free-flowing business out there, and I love it. But it's also tricky for those of y'all that really know you have a gap to fill. So if you don't think your broker's good at training, put that on the back burner for a second, because they might have what you need and you failed to ask for it. First thing I want you to do, put your shoulders back, take charge of your business, take charge of your training and education for once. If you feel like your phone's not ringing enough and you need lead generation or prospecting ideas, call your broker, go visit your broker, tap on the door and say, hey, I need help with lead generation. Can you help me? Some brokers will say, oh, for real? I got that. I will help you. And they have information. They just didn't know you needed it because you had not asked. Other brokers will say, I'm not here for training. I am just here to be your broker. You go do you, boo, and go figure it out on your own. Different styles, and both of them have a place in the marketplace because some realtors want ideas and some want to be left alone. So now that you're taking charge of your training, you know what your gap is, and you went to your broker. So what do you do if your broker doesn't have the skill to train or doesn't want to train, and that's not what they think their role is? Well, now you're going to have to go outside of your brokerage to get information. Very important thing for you to remember here. Facebook groups are not your best friend when it comes to this stuff. If you're in some of these generic Facebook groups, you might get the worst information ever. So just be thoughtful about where you ask your questions. You can always go to pros. The number one place I go for training would be the Residential Real Estate Council. This is going to be a very affordable place for high-level information led by instructors who have been in the business and supplemented by top producers themselves who are going to bring ideas in. You can pick and choose from some of their webinars. You can go to in-person classes, so many options, and they're going to be tailored to what you need. Now, you might say, that's not really what I want, not looking for a professional designation class. I want a coach. Well, you might go to Brian Buffini then, for example. He's been a coach in the business for 40-some years, king of the pop buys and of client nurture ideas and generation ideas. So maybe you go hire a coach. And then you might say, but Leigh Brown, both of those cost money. Yes, they do. So that's an investment in your business, because remember, you're a business owner. You're investing in your business, and those ideas might be what you want. They might not be. You get to pick and choose and decide where your comfort level is and what fits your marketplace. And you might say, well, I don't want that. I want a broker that trains me and gives me what I need, and my broker's not doing it. All right. Well, now you get to go interview other brokers in the marketplace. So when you go to that brokerage interview, your first question is probably not about splits and numbers and all of that. Your first question is going to be, what do you provide for lead generation training? I love it when I can talk to agents who have a specific need, because I should have a specific answer for them. If you walk in the door and say, I need training. Oh, law, well, that could mean anything. That could mean you don't know how to have a conversation on the phone. It could mean you don't know what to do at the listing presentation. You might not know how to manage yourself at a showing. You might not know what to do with lead generation. You might be not great at writing offers. There's all these different angles that training can cover. So be really specific when you walk in the door to interview and say, this is what I need. Do you provide it? Yes or no? Well, now you get to make a great decision, because who's in charge of your business? Oh, that's right, you are. Now, you're also thinking about, this is actually not traditional, Leigh Brown. I think the world's changing. Yeah, yes, it is, friend. It is changing, because our old training was in a 3-ring binder with laminated pages, and here's how you get ready for real estate. And 2 weeks later, shazam, you're out in the field working. Now our training should be different, because the consumer behaviors are different and real estate is changing. So you're going to have better grasp of forms up front. You're going to have a better way to explain agency and a better way to defend value. All that's going to have to come sooner, and a lot of that comes from practice. So as you're figuring out what your broker offers in the way of training, also ask yourself, how do I get myself to put the training into action all by myself? Ideally, you're in an office where people do talk to one another, and they'll even role play and dialogue practice with each other to help make you better. And if you're not in that office, this is where you can find some support in places like the Residential Real Estate Council. You're probably going to find some of these big coaching programs too. And maybe you're the person that doesn't want to practice out loud with anybody else because you feel like a big dork. You might want a private coach. Those people are available too. I'm one of them, and there's a ton of great options out there depending on what you need, what your style is, and frankly, what you're willing to do to take charge of your business. At the end of the day, this is not about the broker. This is about you. This is, what do you need to do a better job serving the consumer with their professional real estate needs? How do you deliver a better message to buyers, a better message to sellers, so that you can build a sustainable business in this amazing field of real estate where we get to help people build financial security through the American dream? Best business out there. So go out there, figure out what you need, go find it, and make yourself better, because at the end of the day, this is where you get to change lives. So get better, and then you can change more of them. If you need more information, click the bell, give me a note down here in the comments, or send me a DM, call me even. I'll be glad to help, because we're doing something great here.